Well, the Brazilian storm continues to blow through San Clemente. Wiggly Dantas taking down Brett Simpson. But now, powerful matchup. Bede Durbidge going up against Dusty Payne. This is the Hurley Pro Round 2, heat number 6.
Cloud cover, but right now it's looking pretty crispy out there.
Whoa, under the lip takeoff, Dusty Payne, and that's going to set priority very late. And I do appreciate that he was looking to get into this thing early and kind of rolled the dice right there, but that's going to hand priority over to Bede Durbidge.
Pretty incredible though, you know. Well, here we go, he's found a gem here.
All right, so Bede Durbidge, a nice medium-sized wave here. Boom, that's just the patented Bede Durbidge turn, and he mixes it up a little bit. The Bede Durbidge act has opened up. You saw him going for the carving 360 right there. That was one of the first times I've ever seen him doing that. So I like that he's getting a little bit looser, adding some, just changing the elements of his surfing style. With priority, and right underneath him, Bede Durbidge is going to spin and go. Nice looking right-hander right here, goes straight up into that big power turn. Leans into it, nice bottom turn, kicking the tail out. Finishes nicely with a floater, comes around for one more time, goes straight up into a vertical foam climb. Solid wave for Bede Durbidge. John type of surfer, but he's just a blue-collar powerhouse, and he's a surfer's surfer.
Yeah, and he's got nothing but to be proud of his surfing. It's so easy to watch, very smooth, great style. Nice clean wrap there and an off the lip. It's looking like a medium-sized score here, but I like the fact that he's trying to pounce on Dusty. Dusty's been notorious for kind of either starting quick or folding. And so if I'm Bede, I'm going to try and get a couple of scores really quick on Dusty and apply that pressure.
All right, Dusty's now going to engage. Deep bottom turn, straight into a big hack. Straight again into a cutback, with that wave just kind of shouldering off for Dusty. So you saw just after that first turn, almost like a light bulb went off in his head that he knew that wave wasn't a good pick. It looked good on the takeoff, but it really shouldered off as he stood up.
So here's the chess match, and that's why this matchup here is really fun to watch, because Bede, he's going to position himself to give him the, every chance he can to pick apart, especially mentally, at Dusty Payne. Dusty has a lot more firepower. He's pretty explosive, but look at the wave choice here. Really tough out here. I know it's slim pickings. There's not a ton of perfect waves coming in. Dusty's just trying to get busy.
All right, so Bede Durbidge has priority. He's going to exercise it. Smaller wave, has a good line in front of it. So big power arc, straight into a vertical foam climb. Another snap for Bede. Nice finish. Bede Durbidge looking hungry.
Yeah, what's so cool about Bede, we talk about Joel Parkinson a lot, and we always relate Joel to just that syrupy butter style and that flow. Bede is right there in the same picture. I mean, he can put you in a trance. You just never see him dig a rail. You never see water kind of get displaced where he's not trying to. Very seamless surfing. He always kind of generates just enough speed to wrap those carves perfectly. You never see him kind of grind out a turn and really force it. He's just, he's got that perfect tempo.
Watch your back, Strider. Big set coming through. And Bede Durbidge is now going left on his backhand. Kind of something we have failed to mention thus far is how wicked Bede Durbidge is on his backhand. Got a nice little left here, all the way to the beach. This thing is just spinning down the line. Finishes nicely. Now Dusty Payne, he's on a good-looking wave. Nice roundhouse cut back. Straight off the bottom into another beautiful arcing turn. Waiting for this wave to build up to the inside. Third turn, hung up just a little bit. Now he's got some lip to play with. Dusty Payne goes vertical on one more foam climb. Finishes strong, jams the tail out a little bit. Now Dusty Payne's back in the mix. So Bede Durbidge, he's got a 6.67 and a 5.33. Dusty only with a 2.5. So that is a much needed score for Dusty Payne.
Well, we talked about Dusty, in his reincarnation, his positive attitude, and how he's competing now with some zest. He got third here in a QS 10,000, the Oakley Lowers Pro, just a couple of months ago, and he won some really gritty heats that he could have gave up on. He grinded his way through, and that's exactly what's kind of showing me right here in this wave. This wave, it wasn't super exciting. He had a lot of shoulder on it, but he stayed with it, and it paid off for him. Watch this little section here. Two little climbs, nothing super exciting, but showing a lot of effort. Right there, watch this little tail click. Boom, just showing that effort to the judges like, hey, you know, I'm going to earn, even if it's a 6.6, anything to get back in this heat with Bede. So pretty impressive there for Dusty to claw his way back in. And, you know, for Bede Durbidge right now, he's trying to get rid of a 5.3 on this left-hander. Again, these guys really looking for some lip to hit. So a pretty cool floater there, but nothing too crazy there that's going to break him into that excellent range.
Right now, with 8 minutes, 20 seconds to go, Bede Durbidge going up against Dusty Payne. Slow start, but now it's becoming a match with Dusty Payne waiting for what we think is going to be a pretty solid score. Bede Durbidge chipping away. He's got a nice little left. He's got a 6.67 and a 5.33 and the lead. That means Dusty Payne needs a 9.5. Maybe not quite the 9.5 on that last wave, but it'll be a decent score. It'll be enough to get him back into it. Indeed, it is a 7.5. Now things are much more manageable for Dusty Payne, and that'll be a big confidence booster for this young surfer from Maui. Now we're seeing this kind of redefined Dusty Payne, a rebirth, and I think this is where the kind of hero story is going to start to come up. If he can just get things together a little bit towards the end of the year this year. But Bede Durbidge is trying to kind of throw that comeback, throw a wrench in Dusty Payne's big comeback with this multiple power turns through the midsection. So again, a very similar approach to that wave that Bede's had on all of his previous waves, and he's yet to really break into that excellent range. You know, a high 6, a high 5, but nothing really in that prime spot as of yet for Bede Durbidge. Wide open. Again, this is one of the smaller waves that he's ridden yet, but man, he ripped the guts out of this thing.
I just think, without a doubt, it's excellent surfing and adding a little spiciness too with that tail drift. And that wave got pretty steep on the inside too. He finished it really strong. So I think it's smart because he knows he has a couple of mediocre scores. He needs to break into that 7-point mark.
He chooses, will throw priority over to Bede, and he's gonna go on the first wave of this set, cranks it off the bottom, goes straight up into the whitewater. Hangs on, a rough exit from the opening turn, but goes down. Needed a 5.77 slip from Dusty Payne. Might have been a critical mistake at the wrong time in this heat.
One last shot.
Hold on a second, 30 seconds to go, needing a 5.77. Starts it off with a nice arc. He's got a section to hit. Bam! Hits it too hard. Dusty Payne down, out. Bede Durbidge. Now what could possibly be a victory lap. Now Bede going down. So the silkiness of these right-handers playing a little bit against the surfers right now. Well, with this heat winding down, we're going to take a quick break. Bede Durbidge takes down Dusty Payne.